Yes, Capitano. This is Aaron from Edmonton. Edmonton, fellow Canadian. That's right.
Alright. Well, I have to admit, like, I've had this thing maybe a month. Okay, maybe 2 weeks. And, yeah, I really only play, for the most part, accompanying harmonica. So if someone wants to start playing an instrument, look at you. Look at you.
Let's go.
Let's do a jam.
Let's do a jam.
Come on, man.
Let's do a jam, baby. Okay, so I got it. So we got the harmonica. Do you want the blues guy? Do you want to come out and sing a song? We'll do harmonica, banjo, and blues. And the guitar player, Brian. Let's make it something, yeah. Yeah. Let's jam. They're all coming. All right, so let me tell you a story, another chicken soup story from our book. No. Oh, yeah. So, this is about acknowledgement. I think we should acknowledge at the end all the crew who did a lot, and we should, yes, for sure. Capitans, we should definitely acknowledge everybody who played here. We should acknowledge. Alright, so this is a story about a guy whose manager was walking down the street in Houston, Texas, Dallas, sorry, and he sees a penny on the street. And he's walking with one of his employees, he picks the penny up and he says to the employee, look, you've been an amazing job on this project. I want to acknowledge you with this penny. It's not your bonus, this is just, I want to acknowledge you. So he gives the guy the penny. The guy goes back to the office, the manager, his name is Gary, and suddenly people come in and say, wait a minute, how come he's getting a penny and I'm not getting a penny? And so Gary has this idea and he creates this thing which really exists, the prestigious penny award. He creates this little cardboard thing with room for about 12 pennies, and he gives it to everybody in his unit, about 200 people, and they all start giving each other pennies for whatever they want to do for acknowledgement. And the story ends with one day a woman comes into his office and Gary wants to acknowledge her. He reaches into his desk drawer and he's only got a quarter. So he thinks, oh my God, well, that's all I got. So he gives her a quarter, she says thank you, and walks out. 5 minutes later she comes back into his office, slams 24 cents down on the table, and walks out. So, we'll acknowledge everybody. So, alright, a jam session. Banjo, blues singer, harmonica.
just a lie. Well, they said you was high class. Yeah, that was just a lie. You ain't never called around and you ain't no friend of mine.
All right, anybody else? Anybody else? That's my list. Anybody else with anything? All right, yes.
Good job.
What are you gonna do?
I'm going to talk about my lawyer.
I have a Tico lawyer. I hope. Are you Tico? How many Ticos are bored? Great, none. Here in, and by the way, it's Costa Rica, right? Costa Rica, okay? Here in Costa Rica, you need a lawyer for everything. If you need to do your laundry, your lawyer will get involved. We bought some property, lawyer gets involved. Everything. And I'm not kidding, your lawyer has to get involved. My lawyer, I don't think you'll get him confused, or I don't have to worry about you guys finding out his name, because his name is Jose Maria. And Jose Maria is quite a common name in Costa Rica. It's like Mohammed in Pakistan. There's lots of Jose Maria. In fact, the guy that sold me the property, he was a lawyer too. His name is Jose Maria. But anyway, we picked Jose Maria because he understood English, and he understood it well. He said he went to college, and that's where he studied English, but he didn't actually learn English until he started watching Seinfeld Returns. 9 years of Seinfeld, and he knows it. He understands all the inferences of humor. So he actually told me a couple true stories. So this story he told me is actually true. There's this area above the property, or north of the property that we bought. It's called Los Lobos. There are a lot of Americans. They kind of huddle together. They're kind of afraid of the other people, Ticos. And crime is a little bit, well, petty crime is a little bit higher in Costa Rica. My lawyer says if you leave your rake out, the Ticos think that you're not using it and you don't want it, so they'll take it, they'll borrow it, and of course they'll never return it because they forgot to return it. But anyway, in Los Lobos, the Americans, they grouped together and they decided to get some security guards. So they got 3 shifts of security guards. I've told this story to a couple people, so I hope you don't mind. So the second shift guy, I think he goes from 4 o'clock till probably midnight or something like this. And so one of the guys, one of the residents there in the property, he thought he would be nice and make him up some coffee. And this is about Tico attitudes, by the way. You know, they're kind of laid back, non-confrontational. I think you learned that at the hotel, didn't we? They'd rather lie to you than tell you some bad news. Anyway, I'm getting off the subject here. So the second shift guy, one of the residents brings him a thermos full of coffee, and the Tico looks at him and he says, "What's that for?" He says, "It's for you to drink." And he says, "That'll keep me up." Another? You want another?
One more? Yes or no?
It is another true story from my Tico lawyer. He had an office down in central San Ramon de la Vela, and he had a really nice looking secretary.
my lawyer is about 46 years old. Más o menos. Anyway, his secretary, she was like 17. Anyway, he was getting divorced at the time. Not related. He moved to a new office. And at his new office, he had a really nice looking secretary, a different one. So he was giving us a ride to our property to show us where we should plant plants. I did tell you that your lawyer has to get involved with everything, did I? I did. Anyway, so he's in the car with us, and I asked him, you know, because he was talking about he has a boss now at home. And I said, you didn't get involved with your first secretary, I was just kidding. And he says, funny story. He said, yeah, we did, you know, I sort of got along well with her, and, you know, one thing led to another, and now she's my boss. She's 21 now, though. Anybody know when it's legal? Well, he's a lawyer. We have a spring on the property, and you know, you can't build close to the spring. I think it's 100 meters, unless it's a spring that is only there during the wet season. So I was a little worried because our spring is always there. And he was going to go with the lawyer to look at the property. And I looked at him and I said, can you tell him that the spring is only running? Anyway, that's all I have for my Tico lawyer, Jose Maria. If you need any references, just let me know, okay? Thank you.
Okay, anybody else? Going once? All right, we had one other idea here, which somebody said, wouldn't it be great to have a Facebook page? Some people are videoing all of this. Do we have any Facebook experts who can do this? Who want to do this? Can you do that? I'm saying...
She doesn't have video.
I can't hear you.
I don't have the video.
All right. If you have a video or a picture, would you get it to her? You want to give us your email, or how do we do that?